So today I am going to restore an old wheelbarrow that my grandfather gave me. I don't know if you can see that really well. He gave it to me yesterday or day before yesterday.
Go ahead and take it.
So I have another project that I'm working on. I'm building a grill, but I had to stop because I needed a wheelbarrow and I didn't have a wheelbarrow for the mortar on my as I'm breaking out the backyard barbecue. So I needed a wheelbarrow. Got this one. Looks like it's pretty old, maybe from the 70s or something. I don't know. So my grandpa was nice enough to let me have it. Just to kind of talk about what we're going to go over today. Going to fix the wheel. I took the wheel off the axle there. It's nothing wrong with the axle itself. I took it off, but then I thought, let me document this as I'm going to repair it. So the only thing I've done thus far is just remove the wheel from the axle. You can see it's just one simple bar that goes through the center part of the wheel there. There's a probably greased ball bearing in between there for rotation. The tire, you can see, is off the rim. One way that you can tell if this is a tube or a tubeless tire is if you come over here and look at the stem. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, the stem is actually connected to the rim, which would then give the indication that this is a tubeless tire. You can see the inside is extremely rusted. Not the end of the world. Still can use it for all intensive purposes, but it would be certainly ideal to have a smoother inside, so that if you're doing things, the rust and so forth will not get rub off or come off in whatever that you have in the wheelbarrow. But additionally, this is a form of decay, and you want to stop that in order to preserve the life of the wheelbarrow. The handles, not so much a big deal. They could be sanded and either painted or finished. Alright, and so what we'll do is end up sanding the wheelbarrow, fixing the wheel, repainting everything, perhaps refinishing the handles. Let's get started.
So I went to get the tire repaired.
Okay. Really, what happened was I went to get it to take it to a shop to get it aired up, and the guy was giving me an attitude like shaking his head as I'm walking up with my wheelbarrow tire, like it's not important enough for him. Anyways, I said, "What's the problem?" He says, "No, you might as well just get a new wheel. I mean, you don't know what's wrong with this one." Well, it's not even worth repairing them. You can get your new one for $30. To me, then that means it'd be worth repairing it because it would be less than $30. Anyways, I convinced the guy to air it up. It aired up. He tried to charge me $10, but then he dipped it in water, saw that it was leaking around the bead seal on the rim, right here, all along the edge, and said, "All right, I'll charge you $4 to tell you $5 to charge you what's wrong." I gave him $4. Anyways, he showed me where the bubbles were coming up. So I came home. The air eventually did seep out. So I got some Fix-A-Flat. Problem solved. For less than $4. $4, less than $5. New tire. Next, we're gonna go ahead and sand down the barrel. Now, some of you can go to Craigslist and find some tires. I saw some that were on there for $5. You can paint the inner wheel if you need to. So you can go to Craigslist and find some other tires, or buy another. I saw another wheelbarrow for $15, but it kind of defeats the purpose if I'm repairing this one. So that one needed to be repaired a little bit, but it had a functioning wheel and everything worked. It was just a little worn. So worked out fine. Now we're going to start sanding. So I have a lot of hard rust items. Let me get out of the way there so you can see. You can see the big rust flakes, paint flakes, all kinds of things like that on the inside. what I'm going to do is sand it down with my bristle sander. And then after I get all that down, I'll finish it up with a finer sandpaper, and then we'll go ahead and start to paint it. Okay, so we're almost done with the barrel. Got my uncle in here working on it with me as well. As you see, we're almost done. Losing a little sunlight. Okay. Well, one thing I failed to mention is having, a protective gear like a face mask or a respirator, some sort of respirator. The reason why I say that is because as I was sanding with the drill, I noticed that dust was coming up like crazy, all kinds of rust dust. So I went and got a mask, put it on. At the end of it all, mask was completely just darkened by all the rust particles that I could have been inhaling. So I can't reiterate enough, or can't emphasize enough to make sure you have something on to cover your face so you're not breathing in harmful dust or chemicals. Now we're getting ready to do the same thing as we spray paint the inside of this. Just want to make sure that you have some sort of protective gear again, a respirator, face mask, something of the sort, so you're not inhaling noxious fumes. All right. So now what we're doing is we're preparing our area. I've got my uncle who's always helping out. And we're going to start our area where we'll put the wheelbarrow. We'll probably get a few more pieces of paper just to make sure as we turn it and tossing and moving the barrel around, dust won't land outside of the area. But we'll start to spray paint our wheelbarrow. We'll do the bottom. I may get it on the arms, but that's okay because I'm going to go back over and paint the arms. I'm thinking white with a brush. So right now I'm just going to spray paint everything inside. So, all right, next on the almost last phase.
Right?
Yep. What color you thought it'd be?
White?
White now. The handle's going to do white. We're only making sure that we are covering the inside first to make sure we have enough paint to get around. So at least we have some phase of it done if in the event we do run out of paint. But I think we should be good to get the outside as well. So we want to get the inside first, just to make sure we have enough in there. And then while that's drying, we'll start for the outside, cover the outside, and then go back to the inside to do the last coat to double protect it. Get your edges there. Okay, let's get our hardware down there as well. Any metal attachments. Be careful not to. Yeah. There you can. And we're going to empty it out on the inside. Give it a last coat. So as you can see, I painted the whole barrel. My uncle just kind of sat around and watched. And it looks pretty good. I think I did a pretty good job. Last phase is we're going to paint these arms a white and the wheel. I attempted to get a green that matched what was in this, but apparently they're not the same. So what I'm going to do is clean this wheel, and I'll probably paint the inside of this white. Or maybe just clean it off, hose it off, and call it a day. What do you think? Okay. Yeah. So what I did now is I sprayed the wheel down with some sort of, wheel and brake dust cleaner type things, that goes for the rim and wheel. Spray that on. I'll let that sit for a little bit. Wipe it down, hose it off, wipe it down. Wheelbarrow still over there drying rather nicely, as I should say. So we've already lost light. I've got to get the cars back into the garage, get the trucks back in. So what I'll do is we'll pick it up tomorrow. Hopefully wifey can get some stencils cut out for us. Might have a surprise for you about the wheel. Okay, so now it's time to go ahead and paint our arm. I'm losing light so fast. So finally, we've got the barrel painted. I suck at painting. It took me a couple times. I was dripping white onto the green, and it was some shade, and all the green is running, but who cares? I'm going to damage it anyways. Well, not damage, but rough it up anyways. So I'm going to take the tape off, all the paper off. We're going to kick back on our wheel, and then we're going to, later on, the wifey has made a stencil, so I'll spray that on here, and then we'll see what our barrel looks like. See, my uncle's there. He's getting ready to help me take apart the paper. Okay. So as you can see, we've got it all painted now. We got the barrel, we got the arm, we got the legs. We're getting ready to put the wheel on, and we're about finished. Okay, so here is the finished product. We've got it painted on the inside, on the outside, painted all the hardware and handles. You can see there. Now maybe we'll put something on the side to spruce it up. And there you have it. The wheelbarrow is complete. You can see what I did was I kind of got a little fancy with the bolts and stuff. I know some of you are thinking, what is this, pimp my wheelbarrow? I figured while I'm doing it, have fun with it. Right? Doesn't have to be super fancy or anything like that. We're just having fun, right? But the main important thing is to go ahead and paint every part of it so you have a new coat of protection. One thing I forgot to mention is that I didn't prime it per se. I saw that they have Prime Plus paint. It's all in one, all encompassing. So that I was like, oh great, I could save money. So I got paint that was paint plus primer. So I would recommend doing that. Sand it down really good, hose it off, let it dry, spray paint it with a paint plus primer, and you'll have fun. Put like a little snail type shell or something on there just to have fun with it. hope you enjoyed. We had a good time doing it. Now back to the main project.
All right, so that's it for this episode. And what I'm going to do now is get back to the original task, which was building my barbecue pit in the back. Let's go.